Emma, thank you so much for joining us. This is no doubt an incredibly tough day for you and tough days ahead, but are you, on some level, ready for this process to begin?
Yeah, on some level, yeah. Hi, thanks for taking time to speak to us. Yeah, we're ready. It's been a long time coming, but now that it's here, I think all of the families are overwhelmed, apprehensive and anxious, but we're ready to get on with it. The enormity of it all, I think, has hit home over the past few weeks and months as we've seen all of the information and the documents and like today behind me at Mary Ward House, just the sheer scale of how many people are going to be here. But you know what, we need to get day one done, and I think we're trying to just almost see it as week by week, because it's going to be bumpy, but we're going to see it through to the bitter end.
Just to say, we're so sorry about what happened to your son. He was 19 years old, student, Barnaby, and I remember so clearly the tragedy of that day. I can't really imagine what you've gone through since. And you were talking there about the documents that have come out. What have you been, I guess, most shocked by in what you found and discovered since that day?
I've got to be careful what I say, because at the moment, obviously, we've had access to a lot of, there's hundreds of thousands of documents. So we've had access to stuff that we're not allowed to talk about until it is in the public domain. And thank God, this is a statutory public inquiry. So the truth will come out, and our legal team will get a chance to ask those really important questions. But I couldn't say there's one single point of failure, because there's failure absolutely everywhere through, like incompetent management and treatment of him from 2020 onwards, countless opportunities where his violence was escalating and getting more and more grievous by each one. Once he carried out his heinous attacks, the police investigation was not far off utterly incompetent. And I think the things that have shocked us the most is what we weren't told at all the ways through. This is an individual that should not have been out in society, not just that year, that month. He should have been dealt with and managed for years and years beforehand. And the repeated failures and inability to do that are shocking, but they are heartbreaking and tragic, because Barney should be here. Barney would be 22 years old. He would have graduated from university. He's missed so much. We've missed so much. His brother misses him so much. And his brother Charlie is now 18 and is going to be 19 this year, which is the age that Barney was when he was taken from us. So I hope that from this inquiry, the human side of the toll that this has taken on all of the families will also become apparent, because it's not just legislative and it's not just procedural.
It certainly isn't, and you're so brave and impressive to be talking about it so in such a forward-looking way as you are. What else do you hope comes out of this, apart from changes so that the same thing doesn't happen again? Is there a wish for accountability for those that could have done more?
Yeah. I think I say this all the time, I'm so sick of hearing the copy and paste versions of lessons will be learned and unreserved apologies. That's an absolute rot, because they haven't been for decades, have they? What will come out of this is the truth, which brings accountability, but accountability to individuals that failed, that didn't do their jobs properly, that lied and covered up. And accountability to the organisations and institutions that employed them and have closed ranks and failed to give the answers they need to. So I think with accountability, that will force change to happen, and that will force improvements in practices and in laws and legislation moving forward, so that will ultimately make a seismic change. But each of those organisations and institutions, with relatively small improvements, really could make a massive change to public safety. And had they done the jobs properly, Barney, Grace and Ian would definitely still be here. But it's also the countless people before and after them that have continued to lose their lives due to our inept systems. And yeah, we want, most importantly for me, this miscarriage of justice to be addressed. Calocane is not where he should be, as will become apparent there was an awful lot more to that individual, to his background, to his planning, and to what people knew about him. He was mentally very, very unwell, who wouldn't be, to do something like that. But he knew what he was doing. And he's in hospital receiving his benefits at the moment, trying to get out within a few years. And we have to make sure that gets addressed and stopped.
I know you've got to go, but I just wondered if you wanted to leave us with, you know, a memory or a thought about your son, about Barnaby.
I mean, he was. Do you know what I want to say about Barney is real? He wasn't perfect. He wasn't, you know, this A student, this top sports star. He was brilliant at sport. He obviously did really well to get into Nottingham University. But he was a really real person. He was really genuine. And I think that my son was the most authentic person I have ever met. And I'm so proud when I look at his brother, Charlie, and I look at him strangely sometimes. He says, Mum, what are you staring at? And I just say, because you start to look like your brother now that you're getting older. And yesterday, I went to see a dear friend who baked us some cakes to bring up to London. Thank you, Nancy. And I saw for the first time this year a Red Admiral butterfly. And I had tattoos of Grace and Barney, because those are small signs, I think, that they're with us and that they know what we're doing for them. And yeah, Barney, this is for you. And I will get this done, son, I promise you.
You certainly will. You're amazing, and you know you're doing your son proud. So thank you so much for talking, and thank you, and good luck for later as well.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for covering us. Thank you.